make 2026 great by applying what you learn. So this kind of just popped in my head on this walk out here in the forest with the trees. And I realized a lot of what happens is we don't grow is because we're not learning and then we're not applying what we've learned. So I think it's important. This video more focuses on the learning aspect, but the fact that we need to apply what we learn after we learn it. So what I encourage you to do this year is start learning more. Start taking time, especially in the morning when you first wake up. Just take the time to study something new, watch a YouTube video, read a book, watch a documentary on the topic that you're really interested in. There's a lot of things you can do to start learning that stuff. And then what you do is you take that into the world that day and go, all right, how do I apply what I've learned today? And what that will do is that's going to start training your brain to get into that mode to start looking at the world that way of just taking advantage of the things you already know. But the important thing is you want to know more. And I think that's what happens is, in life, we just kind of get stuck. We get into our rut, we get into our comfort zone, we just stop learning. We get to a certain place in our position at work and we're like, oh, well, we can't go any farther right now. So there's no point in, doing anything about it. So that's why I encourage you to start learning, because that's how we do something about it. It's like a tree, like this tree. This tree isn't going to get taller unless its roots go deeper and get into more nutrients and get wider so it can support more height and more weight and more wind and more environment. And that's part of why we want to learn is what that's going to do is that's going to help our roots go deeper and wider and reach into those nutrients. But the thing is, those nutrients and those things will not help the tree until that tree starts getting taller. And it's kind of a natural process. That's the cool part is when you start learning more, you're just going to automatically start applying more. So it's kind of a circular thing. It really works out really well. One of the things that I do when I do dog walking is, I do dog walking for Rover sometimes, is before I go on the dog walk, especially with a new breed or a new dog that I haven't walked before, is I'll watch some YouTube videos on that breed specifically. I'll watch some Cesar Millan videos. I'll watch some other dog trainer videos and things like that to get me in that mindset. So when I get to the dog, I'm already kind of primed and ready and prepped and ready, to be in that mindset for that dog, to walk that dog at that moment. And what's happened is I've learned that my walks are getting better. The dogs are gaining more from it. I'm gaining more from it. It takes a lot less effort for me now to accomplish the tasks with the dog than it used to, because I'm applying what I've learned, but I'm learning more. So I'm building on the stuff I've already learned and already applied. So it's just kind of, that reverse pyramid effect where it just really builds upon itself. So it's just an amazing thing. So what I do encourage you this year is to just reach out, branch out, start learning new things, start taking in more information, spend less time listening to your thoughts, spend less time listening to the news, spend less time listening to music with lyrics in it, because all you're doing is you're filling your head with the same stories and stress and things over and over and over again. If you're not putting new information in, you're not going to get new experiences out. So let's start bringing in some of that new information this year. Start learning new things about new things. Talk to people that you might know that are really interested in a topic. They might be an expert and they might teach you some stuff, or they might take you out into their field of study. I think that's one of the best ways to learn is, we can read and study, but if we're actually out there engaging and doing it, then it's really interesting. It's like when I taught snowboarding. You can only learn to snowboard so much by reading about it and learning about it and me telling you how to snowboard, but you won't actually learn how to do it until you're on that board and on that hill. But that's the cool part is the more that you can learn up front, the more you'll be able to apply those lessons when you get there, and the faster your improvement will be. And that's the lesson and all that. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I hope 2026 is a great year for you. I hope you learn a lot. I hope you apply a lot. And I hope that you lead more fulfilling lives and you won't need me anymore. Have a great day.